Hello everybody and welcome to my YouTube channel. Today's video is about what I call two main blocks. They are made out of maple wood, connect to each other, are held in place by 8 little magnets. Okay, first I'll walk you through the design and a few details to consider. Second part then is the setups for the CNC machining process, and finally machining the parts on a CNC mill. The design is rather simple and straightforward. The bases are two wooden blocks, 7¼ inch in length, 1¾ inch in width, and 1½ inch in height. The height of the second block then is adjusted in a way to be equal to the first block, because the first block has these raised letters and the second one has the pockets, and when they're connected, they show both the same height. When you put both pieces together, you want them to sit on these surfaces and not connect with the top of the raised letters and the bottom of these pockets. To do that, I designed the height of the raised letters to be 0.24 inches and the depth of the pockets to be 0.25 inches. The font I used for these letters is Arial Bold Rounded. And there's one thing to keep in mind. This is made with the original font, and it has these sharp edges, which cannot, of course, be machined with a round end mill, with any end mill. So in order to account for the radius of the final end mill you're using, you need to adjust these edges and transform them into radiuses. I used a radius here of 0.07 inches to account for my final end mill, which is a radius of 0.0625 inches, so the radius is a little bit bigger. Another thing is, if you apply those radiuses to this hole here in the letter A, the hole becomes very small. So what I did is I increased the hole size overall a little bit to make it more appealing. And finally, each block features 4 pockets to hold 4 small magnets. The magnets are super glued in here. Keep one thing in mind: before you glue them in, the magnets need to have the opposing polarity on the opposing part. So if this magnet here has positive up, this magnet needs to have negative up. I cut the 4 sides of the stock to final dimension already, so we're only going to machine the bottom sides and the top sides of both blocks. So the first setup is for the bottom. There's a facing operation just to clean up the surface, and then we chamfer everything. Here's a quick simulation. We start with facing with a shear hop, and then change to a chamfer tool and just chamfer the edges. The next setup is for machining the top side of the block with the raised letters. We start with a facing operation, then we use a 2D adaptive strategy with a 1/4 inch end mill to save some machining time. Then we switch to an 1/8 inch end mill to clean up all the remaining material here. Then we run a contour operation to create a nice surface finish. Then we create these 4 pockets for the magnets, and finally we chamfer everything. Quick note regarding the adaptive strategy. I adjusted the load factor for adaptive to a low value, which allows me to go full depth of cut even with an 1/8 inch end mill. It's just wood, but it's maple wood is rather hard, and an 1/8 inch is not very strong. So I go full depth of cut, but with a low load factor. Here's a quick simulation. First, the facing operation. Then we switch tools to the first adaptive strategy with a 1/4" end mill to remove most of the material. Then we switch to an 1/8" end mill to remove the remaining material. Since 2D adaptive is not the final process, we use a contour toolpath to clean up the surfaces. Then we bore the 4 pockets, and finally we chamfer it. And finally, the setup for machining the pockets. We start again with the facing operation. Then we don't use a 2D strategy here. I use the pocket operation, but in order to take it easy on my little 1/8" end mill, I do that in 2 steps. So I don't go the full 1/4" depth. I just take half of it for each step. Then we again clean up the surfaces with a contour operation. We bore the 4 pockets for the magnets, and finally we chamfer everything. Again, here's a quick simulation. Starting with facing. Here we remove more material to give the final blocks the same height. We'll remove more material. Next step is the pockets. You see that in 2 steps. Then a contour to clean up the surfaces. Then again we bore the 4 pockets for the magnets. And finally, chamfering operation for the letters, the pockets, and the outside of the block. And here you have it. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'm looking forward to see you next time.